Hey everybody, and thank you so much for joining me today here on Blind Whiskey Reviews, the most honest reviews on YouTube. As always, if you're liking these videos, don't forget, hit the subscribe button down below and click that bell notification. That way you'll know every time I upload a new video and every time I start a new live stream. Also, follow me on Instagram at Mission Bottle Kill. I'm posting all kinds of pictures of people emptying great bottles of whiskey, so you can check all those out on my page. And also, if you want me to post your picture, just tag at Mission Bottle Kill when you make your post and I'll repost it for you. So without further ado, let's get to our Speedy sample review. We got 24 samples in these two boxes. These are made up of whiskey sent to me by distilleries to review, whiskey sent to me by friends out there in the whiskey world, and whiskeys I've already reviewed, put in a sample bottle a few months after the bottle's been opened so we can see how that whiskey's doing with a little bit of airtime. If it's a re-review, I'll link it up here and down in the description below. So without further ado, let's get to the review. We've got 24 samples programmed into our random number generator, and we'll be reviewing sample number 15. So we've got 12, 13, 14, and 15. Pour a little bit of whiskey, or whatever this might be. Put it back into the box. We've got kind of a light amber color, a little bit of an orangish hue to it. Some nice light fruits up front, that juicy red apple I love to get. A little bit of pear. Definitely some berry notes here. Like a strawberry character. Maybe the slightest touch of vanilla back there. Almost has this like vanilla custardy kind of smell back there. Touch of oak towards the back. You get a little bit of those more classic like bourbon notes, a little bit of brown sugar, a little bit of oak. So it smells pretty good. Let's get into the taste. Cheers. Palate's tasting quite a bit different than the nose led us to believe. Gonna need another taste here. Got a little bit of fruitiness up front, and then I got this really like distinct like peanut character. Definite nuttiness. Kind of like that Jim Beam nuttiness. I don't know if this is a Beam product, but it kind of tastes that way. Yeah, it's definitely not as flavorful and complex as the nose led you to believe. There's a little bit of fruitiness up front, which quickly is kind of overtaken by this almost like bitter nutty quality. You're left with a lot of that, a little bit of like an oakiness, a little bit of a vanilla. The slightest hint of fruit on the finish. It's kind of like the short end of medium finish. Mouthfeel is, again, like the lighter end of medium. You're left with a slight bit of this nutty character. Yeah, not quite as flavorful as I would have wanted based on what I was smelling on the nose. There's a lot of nice notes on the nose, and a lot of them aren't coming through on the palate. And it's not bad whiskey, but it definitely is different tasting than I thought it was going to be. Let me get a little sip of water here so we can clear the palate up. Get one more taste in here. The water helped a little bit, opened it up a little bit with probably the extra water on my palate mixing with the whiskey. Brought out a little bit more of the fruity qualities. Dialed down that nuttiness a touch. We're left with a decent whiskey. It's nothing that's knocking my socks off. It's decent, it's drinkable. Proof-wise, hold on, let me get you. It doesn't feel too high in proof, or maybe around the 90 proof range. Yeah, it's decent. Not great. I'm going to give it... I've been giving a lot of these lately, and I kind of feel like it's appropriate. We're right in that border of like the 70s and 80s. I'm going to say... This is 79? 80. I'll give it an 80. I think there's enough decent flavor there that it's worth drinking. Nothing maybe that I would be seeking out, but definitely not bad. So let's see, we were sample number 15. This is Yellowstone Select Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. All right, well, we haven't done this one before. This was sent to me by the distillery to review. I've never had this whiskey before, so this is a first for me. Again, it was decent. Not hating it, not loving it. It was perfectly drinkable whiskey. Just the nose was a lot better than the palate was, as we talked about, and the palate was a little flat. You know, it didn't give you a ton of the characters that the nose led us to believe would be there. So there was a little bit of fruitiness, some of this kind of nutty quality, and you know, a moderate finish. So perfectly drinkable whiskey, just nothing knocking my socks off. Like I said, it's right there on that border of like being like a 78, 79, 80. I gave it the 80, but I could have definitely given any of those scores and felt fine about it. I'm pretty sure they sourced this whiskey. I'm not quite sure where they sourced it from, so if you guys know, let me know in the comments down below. And if you've had this whiskey, let me know what you think of it also in the comments down below. As always, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at blind_reviews. Don't forget to catch me on Instagram at Mission Bottle Kill. And you can send me an email at blindwhiskeyreviews, that's whiskey with an E, @gmail.com. And until next time, cheers.